All right, guys. So we are going to talk about determine if a set of points is a function, determine if a graph is a function, and interpret linear function coefficients. Okay, so first these ones right here. So determine if a set of ordered pairs is a function. Remember, for it to be a function, every input has to have exactly one output. So every x has to have exactly one number as its y, okay? So if we go through, we have -2, -1, -6, and -6. This one has a -6, and this one has a -6. And our y's, this one's a 3, and this is a 4. So right here makes this a not a function. Well, it says which ordered pairs represents a function. So it's not going to be this one, because that is not a function, because -6 has an output of 3 and an output of 4, and that's not possible. 5, 9, -8, -7. Okay, I'm literally just going through and looking at the x values, and if I see a repetitive x, that's when I will stop and look at more detail. Okay, so this one does not have a repeat x, so every input is different. So this one would be our answer. Okay, so let's try another one. Again, the same thing. It's going to give you sets, and you're going to look at it. So 1, I'm looking at this one right here. 1, -5, 1. Oh, so I had a 1 here and a 1 here. So 1, -9, 1, -8. That cannot make a function. And in this one, it says, which set of ordered pairs represents a function? Make sure to read it carefully, because sometimes it asks which one's not a function. And so this one cannot be our answer, because that's not a function, because one has an output of -8 and one has an output of -9. All right, let's look at this one. We have 3, -7, 5, and -1. There is absolutely no repeats in my x values, my inputs, so this is my answer. Okay. So right here is what I'm talking about as far as does not represent a function. This is where you want to find a non-function. So 5, -1, 2, and -8, those are all different, so move on. -5, -4, -5. Oh, right there. If I have a -5 and a 7 and a -5 and a 4, that makes a not function, because -5 is producing a 7 and producing a -4, and that's not possible. All right, now let's go back. That's not what I wanted to do. And do the other function one. So determine if a graph is a function. Okay, this one. Yes. For it to be a function, we have something called the vertical line test. If I take a vertical line and I create it, if that line hits the function in multiple spots, it is not a function. So because these lines, these vertical lines are hitting here and here, this is not a function. And most of the time you can spot it pretty quickly without having to even do the vertical line test. So you see how they're creating that line to go across to show. Okay, so this one, I could make a line up and down this function as many times as I want. It's never going to hit 2 points of the line. Okay, so again, it's this line, the actual linear function here, not the coordinate plane. So this one is a function, because this vertical line that's crossing through right now is never going to hit more than once. All right.